Hey, Joel here with Backwoods Brothers, and here with some breaking news. Today in our breaking news, Biden's still an idiot.
You
Shocking,
big
huh?
dummy.
Well, as you obviously know, he always has something he's doing. You know, whether it's falling up a set of stairs while he's talking about. Yes, Biden, the quicker fucker upper. Biden, the quicker fucker upper. Biden. Dumbass. Anyways, so yes, and while I want to be very clear, I do respect the office of the president. Unfortunately, I will never call Mr. Biden president. After he made his choices in Afghanistan, he's lost that right with me to call him president. I was before that, I had called him president, but once he decided to basically completely fuck up the withdrawal from Afghanistan, costing several soldiers their lives and leaving Americans behind. That was the biggest piece. When he left Americans behind, that lost the ability for me to call him president. But today, we're not talking about that general fuck up or maybe the many different things he has said, including calling, his wife the vice president, or, forgetting, colleagues' names, forgetting, foreign leaders' names, and, all the other random stuff. And they gave Trump an issue. At least Trump did it on purpose. So, but today we're talking about, how Biden has said that in one of his speeches, he was talking a little bit about the stuff going on with the Second Amendment rights. And he was, basically talking about how the amendments changing into an amendment isn't really going to affect anything. Doesn't know why anyone's so worried about it. Probably because it does, and it will mess with us. But he went on to say, but no amendment to the Constitution is absolute. Well, that is a true statement. I mean, no amendment is absolute, but in order to change it, and also the context we'll get to in a minute and what he was referring to, but to change an amendment, it takes 2/3 of the Congress to change something. And I don't know about you, but when's the last time 2/3 of Congress have decided on anything together? Yeah, so I think those amendments are pretty safe right now. But what he's referring to is that the amendments, just because it's there, can be changed. But by the context that he was referring to is that at any point that they need to, they'll adjust that Second Amendment to meet what they need to. However, first of all, a quick thing about the amendments. The Ninth Amendment is something that's in the Constitution that says that basically all the rights, not specifically limiting the government in our Constitution, belong to the people. And so what that basically means and ratifies and solidifies is that the Constitution is meant to form and limit the powers of the government, and that everything outside of those powers belongs to the people. That we have more rights and we have more freedoms than the government does. The government's only meant there to be limited by that. So by adding and detracting and changing these amendments to try to limit they're basically pulling from our freedom. So we have to be very careful with that. And that's why it takes 2/3 of Congress to make any changes. But specifically, he was talking about this one he was talking about, he wants to change some areas and make it some background checks and some other stuff for it and make it harder for people to purchase weapons, law-abiding citizens, by the way, to purchase weapons. Because I don't know about you, but I don't see criminals going out there and buying guns from gun shops and doing it all legal. Considering that it's 96%, or you double check the facts for me there, because I've heard from different sources they've gone anywhere from about 90 to 95%. They kind of vary, but they're right in that area where those type of crimes are actually committed by illegal guns, not law-abiding citizen guns. And the law-abiding citizens that do commit those crimes tend to commit them out of crimes of passion, not pre-planned and malicious intent originally. Even though there is, of course, the outliers. But in this case, we're talking about most of the guns. He's trying to stop the gun violence and stop all the laws breaking. Well, that's real simple. It's simply to prosecute the people that are committing the crimes, not try to take the guns away from the good people who are trying to defend themselves. Take it away from the bad guys who are trying to hurt others. And the way they do that is put them in jail and process on gun crimes and other crimes. So, but by his statement and by saying that the Second Amendment is so easy to be ratified, or to not ratified, but to be amended and to be changed, and it's not absolute, technically that can go for anything. So by his standards, since the Second Amendment is so easy to be adjusted, well, technically that can be done with, I don't know, the 13th Amendment, or which has to do with slavery. Or how about the 16th Amendment that has to do with taxes? Or how about to do with the Fifth Amendment that has to do with free, right to remain silent and not torturing it out of you? Or how about the Fourth Amendment that stops you from being illegally detained or searched? All these different things, he says, oh, they're just up in the air. They can be changed at any point. Well, I say to you, Mr. Biden, that the Second Amendment is about as solid as anything else on there, and it's not so easily changed. And it takes on this point, almost an act of God now to change anything on there. And I think we're pretty safe and sufficient. And you really should look deeper into what you're talking about when it comes to say, oh, they're not absolute and basically they can be changed. The only reason why our government would limit law-abiding citizens for gun rights is to have more power to control them. And currently, right now, I don't know about you, but bumbling Biden, I wouldn't want him to be controlling anything around my life. He can barely control his own words and his own actions. I mean, from ending a speech to, oh, yep, if I only had the thing. But, I mean, he even finishing up speeches and turning to shake the hands with nobody. I mean, hell, even in his own house, people don't respect him. He gets done with a speech and having Obama there to visit at the White House. And then when he gets done, he goes to kind of walk around and talk to everybody and talk to Obama. And they just flat out ignore him like he's not even there, like he's the extra kid in the room. And that's supposed to be our president, guys. Yeah, no wonder why the world's up and kind of doing what they want, because there ain't no fear from the Americans right now. So anyways, guys, well, thank you for taking a moment to breaking news to hear about the more honesty of our supposed to be our fearless leader up there, but that moron in the president's seat right now in the White House. And we will catch you next time on Breaking News. Take care.